It's Tuesday, December 20th, and this is your coffee break live back in our Shelton studio. I'm Kate Czaplinski with the latest local news today, including more on that sexual assault in Fairfield over the weekend, arrests made in an identity theft scam that was stealing veteran information, and much more. Frank Granito has hockey highlights and more in your Nutmeg Sports Update. He'll also take a look at the forecast, and we're happy later on to welcome back Donald Ang for a look back on this day in history. But first, on to the news. In an update on a story we brought you yesterday, Fairfield police have identified the man who sexually assaulted a woman by knife point Saturday as 48-year-old Michael Fontaine. On Saturday, December 17th, just after 10 o'clock at night, a woman called 911 and told police she had been sexually assaulted and robbed at knife point while walking home from the train station. A witness was located by police nearby, and he reported hearing the female scream and observing a male running from the area. Additional Fairfield officers, along with canine teams from the Westport Police Department and Connecticut State Police, responded to the area. A perimeter was established and an extensive search was conducted. The swift response and fast actions of officers led to the discovery of fresh footprints in the snow nearby and a trail of blood, presumed to be from the suspect as he was injured during that attack. Officers were quick to follow the trail and located Fontaine hiding in the bushes on Old Post Road near Beach Road. Fontaine was found to have an extensive criminal history that included convictions for robbery, sexual assault, carjacking, rape, narcotic sale, and burglary in Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. Fairfield police detectives are additionally investigating whether Fontaine is connected to incidents or any unreported incidents in the greater Fairfield area. They're asking anyone with information to contact them at 203-254-4840. The Fairfield Police Department say that their thoughts are with the victim, her family, and the community at large. And in other news today, embattled Trumbull Police Commission Chairman Roger McGovern's future on that panel may rest on the results of an upcoming public hearing. The Ethics Commission in Trumbull unanimously decided December 14th that there is probable cause to believe that McGovern violated one or more standards in the town's code of ethics earlier this year when he allegedly impersonated a police officer and repeatedly harassed a Stop and Shop employee following a minor traffic incident. Trumbull police had investigated that case and applied for an arrest warrant for McGovern, but State's Attorney John Smirga declined to issue one, despite writing that the evidence presented may support a reasonable conclusion that Mr. McGovern was not truthful when he denied displaying a badge to the complainant. At its December 14th meeting, the commission voted unanimously that the ethics complaint against McGovern should be the subject of a public hearing. The date of that hearing has not yet been scheduled. McGovern's fellow police commissioners had unanimously voted to refer him to that commission at a special meeting back on October 3rd. And Monroe firefighters say that a holiday candle on a front porch caused a fire Monday night. Firefighters responded to a fire alarm call on December 19th at a Wheeler Road residence. Kevin Catalano of the department said the fire was caused by a candle that had been left on the front porch, and that candle set holiday decorations on fire and caused some damage to the porch and the foyer. Prior to the fire department's arrival, one of the residents had used an extinguisher to put out the blaze. The firefighters checked a fire extension and vented smoke from the home. Catalano said no one was injured, and he pointed out that this was also a great example of adults and a child escaping injury and avoiding a major loss. He said first the home was equipped with smoke alarms and a monitor and alarm system, which sounded and alerted the family, allowing them to quickly evacuate during the night. He also went on to say that that extinguisher was deployed on the fire from a safe distance and put out the growing fire in just a matter of seconds. And Norwalk police have released new surveillance photos of a bank robber who donned a mask from the movie Scream to rob the First County Bank back on December 6th. The suspect entered the bank on Main Avenue and with a deep voice told the teller to give me all the money in your drawer. That suspect was wearing the ghost face mask from the movie Scream, as well as a black leather jacket, hooded sweatshirt, black gloves, dark pants, white shoes, and is believed to be a white or light-skinned Hispanic male. The suspect then fled in a 2002 to 2007 Jeep Liberty. Anyone with information is asked to contact detectives at 203-854-3034. And Stratford police are investigating burglaries of several businesses that occurred in the overnight hours last Wednesday. Police said those burglaries took place between midnight and 6 in the morning last week at the Windmill Bar, the Great Wall Chinese restaurant on Broadbridge Avenue, Gold Star Cleaners on Boston Avenue, as well as Headquarters Barber Shop and S&S Liquor Store and the Kennedy Center Thrift Shop on Boston Avenue. At the locations, entry was made by forcing a door open or breaking a window. Police said small amounts of money were taken from the register. The suspect spotted on surveillance cameras is described as a white male with facial hair wearing a blue hooded sweatshirt. Anyone with information can contact Stratford Police at 203-385-4143. And Connecticut State Police made 3 arrests yesterday in a large identity theft case where they say the suspects were stealing information on veterans in order to get deals on all-terrain vehicles. Back on April 14th, the Stafford Resident State Trooper's Office and several state and federal agencies, including the Department of Defense and Army Criminal Investigative Command, initiated an investigation into suspected identity theft, fraud, and larceny committed by employees of Shark Cycle Motorcycle, ATV, and Trailer Dealer in Stafford Springs, Connecticut. After a lengthy investigation, it was determined that the 3 employees of Shark Cycle, including the owner Robert Charland, had been taking veterans' personal identities, including names, date of birth, social security numbers, and with employees Nicholas Wargo and Risa Bazinet, was then creating fraudulent military discharge forms and submitting those to Polaris International. After sending Polaris those fraudulent forms, Shark Cycle would then receive a $1,000 credit to the parts account for each transaction, while also lowering costs for people who were purchasing the Polaris vehicles. Shark Cycle employees would do this for the purpose of spiking their sales numbers. The credit was then used to purchase parts and accessories from Polaris, which could then be sold at Shark Cycle for a profit. Police say between February of 2014 and September 2015, 12 separate occurrences of this kind happened, amounting to $12,000 in credits to Shark Cycle. On December 19th, Charland, Wargo, and Bazinet were taken into custody. And in other news, 3 horses placed in the care and custody of Connecticut's Department of Agriculture through investigations by the agency's Animal Control Unit are being offered now for adoption this winter. Included in that group of horses are Chinook and Cheyenne, 2 Mustangs that were seized from a Reading resident back in 2014 after being neglected. All of the horses have been cleared to move to new homes and are up to date with vaccinations and have been implanted with a microchip. A full medical history will be provided to all adopters, and they're currently being housed at the department's large animal rehabilitation facility in Niantic. Adoption applications and more information on that can be found at ctgrown.gov. But let's switch gears now and throw it over to Frank Granito for a look at the forecast. Frank, we're back with your weather updates. I'm excited about it.
It's good to be back inside from the tour, Kate, especially after a cold and snowy weekend. And we'll see another cold one today. Mostly sunny skies and temperatures just above freezing with an expected high of 34 degrees. Partly to mostly cloudy overnight with a light breeze as temperatures will fall into the low 20s before they jump back up on Wednesday. Tomorrow morning will be mostly sunny with temperatures in the low 40s. There's an expected high of 44 degrees tomorrow with intervals of sun and clouds throughout the afternoon. Mostly cloudy again on Wednesday night with a low of 30 degrees. Thursday's temperatures will be in the mid to high 40s, but that number is going to feel a lot more like 30 with the increasing winds and clouds expected during the day. Gusts could reach as high as 35 miles per hour, and there is a chance for an afternoon shower in parts of the county before we see skies clear up overnight and we head into the holiday weekend. That's going to do it for this weather update. Let's go back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. We are going to step out for a break. When we come back, Donald Ang joins us to take a look back on this day in history. We also have your Nutmeg Sports Update with Frank and more local news coming up after this.
At Hoyt Livery, our goal is to always... Sam, what are you doing? We're filming a commercial.
I'm checking out the new Hoyt on the Go app. Hoyt's here!
What makes Darien special during the holiday season? Locally owned shops and restaurants where you can find everything you need to make your holidays more enjoyable. Start with this, then shop for everything from toys to unique gifts and the latest trends in fashion. Take a coffee break. Stop at our farmers market or one of our shops where you'll find an amazing selection of cheeses and meats. Then enjoy dining at one of our fabulous restaurants. This holiday season, experience shopping and dining in Darien.
Hi, this is Leo Carl from Carl Chevrolet in New Canaan. And you've heard me talk about the Chevy Volt for years. The new model gets 53 miles on EV charge daily, plus 420-mile full range. But don't take my word for it. You need to come in and test drive the Volt yourself. Visit us at 261 Elm Street in New Canaan or online at carldirect.com.
Why cook it all this holiday? Avoid the stress of holiday planning and let your friends at Walter Stewart's in New Canaan do the heavy lifting. Whether you're looking to fill in with a few crowd-pleasing sides or you want us to prepare your whole feast, from cranberry sauce to pumpkin pie, we're ready to simplify your holiday. Place your order from our holiday menu and spend your holiday the right way, relaxing. Our fresh prepared holiday meals to go are designed with your busy schedule in mind. Visit us at stewartsmarket.com or at 229 Elm Street, New Canaan.
Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark Building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
Give the gift of fitness to someone you love this holiday season for only $1 a day. Halo Fitness in New Canaan is now offering 1 year of fitness for only $365. Halo Fitness is a state-of-the-art fitness center located at Halo Studios in the heart of New Canaan, with ample free parking and brand new locker rooms. Keep someone you love healthy with a gift of fitness this holiday season. Halo Fitness Holiday Special available for purchase during the month of December only. We're back on this December 20th edition of Your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and we've really been missing, Don, your looks back on this day in history. So please tell us what you have
it's
for
been
today.
long enough. I think some of these events were actually happening when the last time I did one of these was. But we're going to start in 1860. South Carolina becomes the first state to secede from the United States. Now, there's been some historical revision in recent years, so we're clear. In the month following the election of Abraham Lincoln, the South Carolina issued the Declaration of Immediate Causes of Secession, stating that the primary reason behind the declaring of independence from the U.S. was the, quote, increasing hostility on the part of non-slaveholding states to the institution of slavery. 1916, 100 years ago, the Battle of Verdun results in a French victory after 9 months of intense fighting. It always amazes me how bleak those World War I landscapes look. Considered a French victory because the German advance made almost no progress. 300,000 men would die, 600,000 wounded on both sides in a 300-day battle that changed nothing on the Western Front. Staying with the warfare theme here, to 1941, the first fighting by the American Volunteer Group, also known as the Flying Tigers. Though it existed for only 7 months, the all-volunteer group was credited with shooting down 298 planes and, more importantly, allowing positive news coverage of the war during a series of Japanese victories. That shark mouth paint scheme, one of the most iconic of the war. And to end on a lighter note here, 1946 for this.
I could. The fool flew all the way up here in a blizzard.
Harry, how about your Banford in New York?
Oh, I left right in the middle of it. As soon as I got Mary's telegram. Good idea, Ernie. A toast. To my big brother, George, the richest man in town.
And that, of course, It's a Wonderful Life, first released in New York City on this date, 1946. Nominated for 5 Academy Awards and considered one of the 100 best films ever made. It was actually only the 26th most popular film of the year, one spot ahead of another Christmas film, Miracle on 34th Street. The FBI, believe it or not, issued a memo condemning the film for its negative depiction of bankers as part of a communist ploy. I'm not kidding. That is your look back in history for today, December 20th, and I'm Donald Ing.
Wow, and Don, I learned yesterday that movie was almost released in April. It wasn't billed as a Christmas movie at all.
No,
at first.
no, it certainly wasn't. It's become one. I think it was played a lot in the 70s and 80s at around this time of year, and then it's kind of become a Christmas movie, but it was not originally intended as one, and it was also not commercially successful. So that's also a couple of interesting things that you kind of realize when you look back at these things.
All right, very cool. Thanks so much, Don. Well, back to local news. State police assisted Montville police in arresting a Connecticut man who they say was selling heroin in the area. Police say that on December 16th, they arrested 25-year-old Jeffrey Cuff, seizing heroin, Xanax, and much more from an apartment in Oakdale. As a result of the search, investigators located approximately 155 bags of heroin packaged for sale, Xanax pills, marijuana, Suboxone strips, as well as shotgun shells, cell phones, and other drug paraphernalia. But we are going to throw it back over to Frank Rito, who is ready for us right now with a Nutmeg Sports Update. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. First of all, congratulations to all of the football state champions. We did not get a chance to say that before we headed out on the tour. That is Darien, New Canaan, Hillhouse, and Ansonia. Now this Saturday, the HAN Network kicked off its winter season coverage with a boys hockey doubleheader live from the newly renovated Darien Ice House. The games featured 4 of the 8 top teams in the state, including 3 of last year's Final Four teams. Game number 1 was the New Canaan Rams hosting the Notre Dame of West Haven Green Knights in a rematch of last year's season opener. The Rams flipped the script and knocked off the Green Knights 4-2 thanks to goals from Tyler Hill, Drew Morris, and George McMahon. Here are some of the highlights from Saturday afternoon. From Darien Ice House, no longer the ice rink, the newly renovated, newly lit. Winter season is officially upon us. With the first snow come the first hockey games of the year, and we've got a doubleheader for you right here on the HAN Network. And now it's turned over again. Here's Hill with it. Hill with the wrist shot out into the goal, and it's in! Sent the water bottle flying. Tyler Hill let go of the quick wrister, and it's 1-0 Rams.
Frank, you mentioned his name during pregame for being there in big games with big goals.
Could see one right here. Stopping on the break. Shot on goal, and they score again. Matthew Ciaburo, what a great pass, though, coming off the left wing. That was Clayton Coasson who set it all up. Trying to go out in front, and there's the first shot, and it's in. Pretty passing play again, and the Green Knights strike. It's now 2-1 with 11:52 remaining. Puck canceled out in the slot a couple of times. Adding, stops on a dime, looks back to the point. Morris lets go a shot. Ricochet, and it's in! Hit off a Notre Dame foot, kicked hard to the left, and it beat Connell. Credit Drew Morris with the goal. Adding picks up his first point as a New Canaan Ram. As now it's McMahon. Tried to slide one through the crease. McMahon on the backhand, he scores!
McMahon just stayed with the play. It was saved by Conley early on, but he let that rebound bleed away. Beautiful backhand by McMahon.
To maintain some pressure.
Numbers for the Rams as Gelnaw sends one on goal. The rebound put in, scored! It's Tyler Hill. What a great play right there.
Hill rushing up the slot, unmarked, backhands it in. Might be the backbreaker.
5 seconds remaining as the Rams will start the season with a 4-2 win. They are 1-0 on the year, and a big start for New Canaan, John.
You just beat one of the top teams in the state. You're not starting 0-1. And they're acting like it's a much later in the season win than night 1.
A big win for the Rams to start off the season. In game number 2 of our doubleheader, the defending state champion Darien Blue Wave dropped the puck on their title defense when the Hamden Green Dragons came to town. Despite only trailing 1-0 after the first period, the Wave saw this one get out of hand as the Green Dragons dropped 7 pucks in the net en route to a 7-2 victory. Let's take a look at game 2's top plays. Back in the Darien Ice House, it is game 2 of our doubleheader. Cleared aside momentarily. And now another shot coming from the point. Knuckling, and it's in the net. Alexander Hernandez, the sophomore defenseman, caught the puck on its edge. All the way down again, and now trying to drive to the net. This time as it's sent through the slot, and it's in again. Score! Great pass from Tyler Webb. Cutting down to the back door was Todd Deskin. Turned over again. Forced pass now, and it's Blackwell off to the races. Blackwell's in all alone. Quick wrist shot, and he scores. To the neutral zone, and coming in is Dixon. Shot was knocked down. Sent out in front, and they fire on goal. It's Congdon, he scores. Up with it. Looking up top, he's got Hebert. Hebert fires one on goal. The rebound running around. Now it's still loose in front, and it's poked in. They score. Cato, you mentioned it before, the man advantage. They were 2 for 4 on the night. They're now 3 for 5. Circles all the way around up to the point. Hebert lets a shot go. It's deflected and in. They score again, and the Hats can come flying over from the Hamden section as Blackwell picks up his third. And so Romine against Riccitelli. 4:41 remaining on the penalty shot. To the backhand, he lets it go and scores. So the path to a third state championship will start with a loss if it's going to be. The final score in game number 2, Hamden 7, Darien 2. Following the loss, Darien now faces off against Fairfield Prep in a rematch of last year's state championship game. Fairfield Prep also lost their season opener 2-1 in overtime against the Ridgefield Tigers. Next up for New Canaan, they go on the road to Hamden tomorrow afternoon at 6 o'clock as they'll face off against the Green Dragons. And of course, this afternoon we've got girls basketball for the first time this winter. Fairfield Ward at Ridgefield. All of that coming up at 4 o'clock and Nutmeg Sports at 2. That's going to do it for this Nutmeg Sports Update. Let's send it back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, back to local news today. Darien Police are advising residents not to leave cars warming up in the cold weather unattended. With the cold gripping much of the nation, thousands of drivers are starting their cars and leaving them idling for a few minutes while they warm up on cold mornings. But police say it's a bad idea, even if you're planning to just make a quick stop somewhere. Many vehicle thefts are crimes of opportunity, and a person could decide to make off with your vehicle if they see that it's empty and the engine is running. The National Insurance Crime Bureau says that 1 out of every 5 stolen vehicles had keys in them, while nearly half of vehicles were unlocked when stolen. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, most of today's cars do not require more than 30 seconds to warm up. An idling car can burn as much as half a gallon of gas in an hour, so turning the car off is more fuel efficient and causes less air pollution. And in Easton, the public hearing for the Saddle Ridge housing proposal will continue Thursday, December 22nd at 7 o'clock at Helen Keller Middle School. The hearing for the newest Easton Crossing Affordable Housing Plan began November 28th and continued December 12th with a developer, town, and opponents presenting experts and the public offering comments. The potential impact on the public water supply watershed has emerged as a major issue there. More expert testimony and public input are expected at Thursday's meeting. The applicant there is seeking Planning and Zoning Commission approval to build a 66-unit development of both single-family homes and duplexes on 124 acres that borders 4 roads in Easton, but you can get more information at eastoncourier.com. We are going to step out for a break, and when we come back, we're going to recap some of the top stories that we're following today on your coffee break after this.
This is now 44 years I've been in this business. Digital came along. After I was in business for about 6 years, I had to totally reinvent the business. So I had to make a tremendous investment in my business. And Milford Bank was there for me. I don't really just consider Milford Bank a bank. I consider them a trusted partner in my business. My name is Jim Wilson, owner of Milford Photo. I choose to bank with Milford Bank.
Are you ready for winter? Ski and Sport has everything you need to be fully outfitted for the season. A family-owned and operated business with over 40 years of experience, Ski and Sport's 3 convenient locations in Fairfield County offer top-quality, high-fashion ski and winter wear. In addition to clothing for men, women, and children, we also offer seasonal rentals for the entire family. Stop by our stores on 1 Ethan Allen Highway in Ridgefield, 877 Post Road East in Westport, and at 110 Main Street in New Canaan, or visit us at skiandsport.net.
Manfredi New Canaan is a dream come true for locals Kim and Roberto. Their Elm Street store features Rolex, Hermes, and design jewelry collections from everyday classic gold to diamond jewelry. Manfredi offers a range of services from simple jewelry and watch repair to elegant jewelry design. Let Manfredi New Canaan help you find the perfect gift to celebrate important life moments. Visit us at 72 Elm Street, New Canaan, or online at manfredijewels.com.
I'm Frank Granito.
And I'm Donald Ing for the HAN Network.
Tune in to Nutmeg Sports Monday through Thursday, where we bring you all the top stories from Connecticut sports.
From highlights to player interviews and expert analysis, no one gets you closer to Connecticut's games than Nutmeg Sports.
Nutmeg Sports, now Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. on the HAN Network.
When it comes to local entertainment, we've got it all.
From movies, local artists, etiquette, and more.
Watch HAN Arts and Leisure with me, Steve Coulter, and our Arts and Leisure editor, Sally Sanders, Mondays at 12:30, right here on the HAN Network.
We're back on this Tuesday edition of Your Coffee Break on the HAN Network, recapping some of the top stories we're following today, including an update on a story we brought you yesterday, and that's that Fairfield police have identified the man who sexually assaulted a woman by knife point Saturday as 48-year-old Michael Fontaine. On Saturday, just after 10 at night, a woman called 911 telling police she had just been sexually assaulted and robbed at knife point while she was walking home from the train station. A witness was located nearby who reported hearing the woman scream and observing a male subject running from the area. Additional Fairfield officers, along with canine teams from Westport and Connecticut State Police, responded. A perimeter was set up and an extensive search conducted. That response of responding officers led to the discovery of fresh footprints in the snow nearby and a trail of fresh blood droppings presumed to be from the suspect as he was injured during that attack. Officers followed the trail and located Fontaine hiding in bushes on Old Post Road near Beach Road. Fontaine was found to have an extensive criminal history that included convictions for robbery, sexual assault, rape, and burglary in Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. Fairfield police detectives are additionally investigating whether Fontaine is connected to other incidents or any unreported incidents in the greater Fairfield area. They're asking anyone with information to contact detectives at 203-254-4840. Fairfield police also say that their thoughts are with the victim, her family, and the community at large. And embattled Trumbull Police Commission Chairman Roger McGovern's future on that panel may rest on the results of an upcoming public hearing. The Trumbull Ethics Commission unanimously decided December 14th that there is probable cause to believe that McGovern violated one or more standards in the town's code of ethics earlier this year when he allegedly impersonated a police officer and repeatedly harassed a Stop and Shop employee following a minor traffic incident. Trumbull police investigated the case and applied for an arrest warrant for McGovern, but State's Attorney John Smirga declined to issue one, despite writing at the time that the evidence presented supported a reasonable conclusion that McGovern was not truthful when he denied displaying a badge to that complainant. At its December 14th meeting, the commission voted unanimously that the ethics complaint against McGovern should be the subject of a public hearing. The date of that hearing has not yet been set, but you can get more information at TrumbullTimes.com. And Monroe firefighters say a holiday candle on a front porch caused a fire Monday night. Firefighters responded to a fire alarm call on December 19th at a Wheeler Road residence. Kevin Catalano of the department said that the fire was caused by a candle that had been left on the front porch. That candle set holiday decorations on fire and caused damage to the porch and the foyer. Prior to the fire department's arrival, one of the residents had used a fire extinguisher to put out the blaze. Firefighters checked for any fire extension and vented smoke from the home. Catalana said that no one was injured, and he pointed out that this was a great example of adults and a child escaping safely due to having a smoke alarm and a smoke detector handy. And finally, Habad of Milford Hebrew Congregation of Woodmont will hold its 10th annual Hanukkah celebration at the Connecticut Post Mall in Milford on Tuesday, December 27th at 5:30 in the evening. The public is invited to join in the festivities, featuring the lighting of a giant menorah made completely of ice, as well as crafts for children, music, donuts, dreidels, and a raffle. The ice menorah will be carved and sculpted beforehand by Ice Matters, a professional ice sculpting firm based in Cheshire, and the menorah will be set up at the Macy's Court on the lower level of the mall. Each year, Habad brings a creative menorah to the mall. Past years have seen a balloon menorah, a Lego menorah, a coin menorah, and a can menorah, among others. This year, Hanukkah begins on Saturday evening, December 24th, and continues until January 1st. But let's throw it back over to Frank Granito for one final look at the forecast. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. Again, a cold one out there today. Mostly sunny skies, but temperatures just above freezing with an expected high of 34 degrees. Partly to mostly cloudy overnight with a light breeze as temperatures fall into the low 20s. Tomorrow morning will be mostly sunny with temperatures in the low 40s. There's an expected high of 44 on Wednesday with some intervals of sun and clouds throughout the afternoon. Mostly cloudy again Wednesday night with a low of 30 degrees. And Thursday we'll see temperatures in the mid to high 40s, but that number going to feel a lot closer to 30. It'll be very windy, clouds moving in later in the day. Gusts could reach as high as 35 miles per hour. There's a chance for an afternoon shower, but the sky should clear up overnight as we head towards the holiday weekend, which looks to be a little more favorable. Kate, back to you.
All right, thanks, Frank. We're going to wrap things up here on your coffee break. The Drive with Denise coming up at 12:30, the last drive of the year. Nutmeg Sports at 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock, girls basketball live on the HAN network. We'll see you for your coffee break tomorrow at 11.